Welcome back, guys. I want to talk to you a little bit about where the values on the GSFs have been going these last 60 days. I've talked about it a little bit in some of my deep dives, but basically, if you followed kind of the bell curve of the prices, there was always that COVID bump in 2021, 2022. Everybody got their PPP money and everything else, and the values just went crazy. There were shortages and people still wanted these cars. The GSFs were discontinued. You could still find decent ones, but you had to pay a premium for it, things like that. And then they slowly started to go down and they bottomed out about summer of 2024. And then it started creeping back up. But about the last, right around Christmas of 2025 or so, the end of 2025, the values of pretty much were flat. And I didn't know if that was going to mean, they were going to be flat and then start going down, or what was going to happen. But it looks like they're actually on their way back up. Why do I say that? The last 4 wholesale dealer auction sales in the last 30 days or so have far exceeded where I would have thought the value would have been. Wholesale typically, 10 to 15 or more less than a retail price. And so an example, less than 40,000 miles, 2018, sold for $62,000 plus fees. That would put retail in excess of $70,000. That's 2020 low mile example prices for 2018. There's one with 131,000 miles, sold for $40,500. So with that kind of mileage, it would typically be like a mid to upper 30s car, and it's selling wholesale for $40,000 plus fees. So like $41,000, $42,000. The fees at the dealer auctions aren't that high, so like 41 plus thousand. But there's others that have been selling in like the mid to upper 50s wholesale for a 2016 with like 50,000 miles. So granted, those are lower mile examples, but the values of them have far exceeded where even the retail price would be. So why is that? It's because supply and demand. There are like 5 of these on the market right now. And of those 5, they're either extremely low mile examples that are very high priced, or they have some major issues. And it's, you guys know some of them have been on the market for a long time, or they've got a wrap on them. And I don't buy wrapped cars. I know a lot of other people don't buy wrapped cars because what are they hiding? Things like that. But basically that means there's almost nothing on the market and there's an extremely high demand. CarMax recently had a 2020 that was priced extremely low, $52,000. And that car had 67 people in line to buy that car. And that was from somebody that had contacted me that was one of those people in line. There were 67 people in line waiting to buy that car the second it went on sale. So obviously it got sold right away, but it's that kind of demand for these cars. And so that is keeping the prices high. So typically on like a 2016, average miles, 50 to 80,000 miles, 40 to 80,000 miles, a car like that would typically trade in like the $48,000 to $52,000 range, and they're selling for 55 or 60. And there's a Matador Red Mica that recently sold $60,000, had about 40,000 miles on it. But these cars they're selling quick, and they're selling for a higher price than it has been in the last 60 days or so. And I think that's going to continue as long as the supply remains very thin. So I guess that tells me that for those of you considering selling your GSF, now would be a perfect time to do it, because there's incredibly high demand, and as long as it's serviced and doesn't need a bunch of stuff, you're going to find a buyer pretty quick. And so I think that's kind of where the market is right now. And generally, as we get into summer, things slow down a little bit because people spend their money on vacations and other things instead of cars. And then it picks up towards the fall, and I guess that remains to be seen. But I think that for right now, the market remains very strong and the prices are going to remain high as long as there is a thin supply and an extremely high demand. And people have even contacted me wanting to try to buy my cars, and neither of mine are for sale, and not even for in any time in the foreseeable future. But this one, it would be hard for me to sell that one. The blue one, maybe a couple years down the line, but for right now, I don't think those are going anywhere. And people say everything has a price. That has a price, but it's high enough where most people wouldn't consider it, and it would have to make sense for me too. So anyway, with that said, just keep an eye on the market. And if you're selling one, now would be the time to sell. If you're buying one, it's only going to get harder to find a good one. And that's why I do these deep dives. That's where this was born, is so many of these out there, they got cheap pre-COVID, and people that couldn't afford to maintain them owned them, and a lot of them got neglected and really beat up. And so there's only so few of these cars left. I've talked about in other videos, there's less than 2,000 of these cars out of the 2,348 cars for the US 49 that are on the market, that are still available. And so that's rebuilds or otherwise, but of those, there are less than 1,000 that are clean title, no accident cars. And it's just getting harder and harder. So far this year, we were off to a pretty bad start for salvage title cars. Last year, we lost 37 that were completely totaled, not rebuilt, and either exported or otherwise. This year, we're at 28 already, and I know that there's 3 more that I'm already aware of that have not yet hit Copart or insurance auto auction. So that's at 31, and we're not even to May yet. So it's unfortunate that so many of these have been getting totaled, but we obviously know why, because the front ends of these cars are so expensive. That grille is $12,000 or $13,000. The headlights are almost $4,000 a piece. The oil coolers, transmission coolers are almost $1,000. It's very, very easy to total these cars. And that also makes them easy to fix as long as it's just that. But you have to find a grille replacement, that's like the unicorn part in the used world. You can still go buy one. Lexus still makes them, but they're expensive. That's what totals them. There have been several that have been totaled just because of that. It would be an easy fix otherwise, but if that's something that you're looking at, just keep an eye on IAAI or Copart. If you're not a dealer and don't want to bid on them, there are brokers that can bid on them on your behalf, but they do have pretty high fees, so keep that in mind. Like a $20,000 car becomes a $25,000 car when you go that route. These cars, because they sell for so high in Europe and overseas, there are tremendous amounts of bidders on these cars for the US auctions, and that's why a lot of them just end up going overseas. You can sell a car here that's a rebuilt title car that's like $30,000, sells for $50,000 over there. So it's worth the effort for them for shipping it over there, repairing it over there. It's cheaper to repair over there generally. And so there are other things like that where it's going to be that trend is going to continue. Basically, if your car goes to Copart or IAAI, you're going to end up either spending too much where financially it doesn't make sense, or it's going to go overseas. It's unfortunate to see, but that's just part of what's going on right now. It keeps the demand high, it keeps the supply low, so therefore the prices are going to still remain high right now. That could change, but right now, here in April of 2026, that's kind of where the market's at. So I wanted to share a little bit of my insight on that and where I think things are going. But if you're shopping for one and hoping to get it cheap, I think those days are behind us unless it has a ton of miles on it. So that's what I've got for you guys. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you thumbs up, subscribe, and of course comment down below, help out the algorithm, and we will see you soon.